Good evening and welcome to 360 News TV. I'm Julia James, bringing you the latest developments on the escalating tensions between the United States, Israel, and Hamas. Tonight, we report on a major diplomatic shift as President Donald Trump issues a stern ultimatum to Hamas, demanding the immediate release of all hostages held in Gaza. Just hours after the White House confirmed it had engaged in direct negotiations with the militant group, a break from long-standing U.S. policy, President Trump took to his social media platform, Truth Social, to issue what he called a last warning. In his strongly worded message, he demanded that Hamas release all hostages and return the bodies of those killed, warning that failure to comply would result in devastating consequences. Trump further pledged unwavering support to Israel, stating that he would supply the country with everything it needs to finish the job. In a direct threat to Hamas, he declared that not a single Hamas member will be safe if the hostages were not released immediately. This dramatic statement follows earlier reports confirming that the U.S. had begun direct negotiations with Hamas regarding hostages and ceasefire in Gaza. The move marks a significant departure from the country's long-standing policy of refusing to engage with groups it has designated as terrorist organizations. However, the administration has defended the decision, emphasizing that it is acting in the best interests of American citizens. White House Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt confirmed that Adam Boehler, President Trump's appointed hostage envoy, had been granted full authority to engage in talks. Leavitt stated that Israel was consulted before these negotiations and reiterated that the administration is focused on securing the safe return of American hostages. Meanwhile, Israel has responded cautiously. A statement from the Israeli Prime Minister's office acknowledged discussions with the U.S. regarding the talks with Hamas, but it remains unclear whether Israeli officials were informed beforehand or learned about the negotiations after they had begun. Israeli Consul General in New York, Ophir Akunis, defended Trump's hardline approach, stating that putting pressure on Hamas rather than Israel was the right strategy. However, Trump's statements have drawn sharp criticism from Hamas. The group spokesperson Hassam Qassam warned that Trump's remarks could jeopardize the fragile ceasefire and complicate ongoing negotiations. He accused Israel of failing to uphold its end of the U.S. broker deal, asserting that Hamas had met its obligations, while Israel continued to evade talks regarding the second phase of the agreement. Qassam urged the U.S. to pressure Israel into fulfilling its commitments. Trump's comments also come amid rising tensions over the humanitarian situation in Gaza. On Sunday, Israel imposed a blockade on humanitarian aid to the region after Hamas rejected its proposal to extend the ceasefire without committing to a full withdrawal of Israeli troops or a permanent cessation of hostilities. This move has further inflamed the crisis, with international aid organizations warning of worsening conditions for civilians in Gaza. The situation remains fluid, with high-stakes negotiations and political maneuvering unfolding rapidly, while Trump's hardline stance signals a shift in U.S. strategy. It remains to be seen whether it will yield results or further escalate tensions in the region. For now, all eyes remain on Hamas and its response to Trump's ultimatum. Will the group comply and release the hostages, or will tensions spiral into an even more dangerous confrontation? We'll continue to follow this developing story closely. Stay with us on 360 News TV for real-time updates. I'm Julia James. Good night.